I think I'm obliged to tell you guys a story because this one is just crazy to me, I'm gonna name this video something like, these normies, because man, these normies, they just feel entitled to piss you off, right? They just feel like they have to feed off of your energy or something like that. But I just cannot explain that in any other way. So this story happened to me when I moved to Spain. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Ukrainian expat. So I've been living here for around 4 months, maybe a little bit more, maybe 4.5 or something like that. So anyway, but before I moved here, I found this. There's a family who own this place. They live in another country due to their own reasons, but it doesn't matter. So that's not the point. They got a friend. They got friends here. So when before I moved here, I lived in their friend's apartment. Well, it wasn't free, of course, as nothing is nowadays, right? So before I moved here, I lived there for a few weeks. It's for 2 weeks or something like that, maybe more. Can't remember precisely. So and they are a couple. They're a couple I guess in their early 40s or something like that. And I may be an introverted guy, but I pretty much understand that in order to build at least trustworthy, let's say friendly relationships or relations, you gotta put a few social masks on and behave a certain way or something like that. It's not something that is alien to me, and I can pretty much do it consciously. And I got no aggression towards it, even though it's a normie behavior or something like that. So they, in order to do that, build adequate relations between us, so that they understand that I'm not gonna destroy this place or shit all over it or something like that. So they kind of they invited me to dinner, but before that that couple, so the guy out there, he's a guitarist, and he plays with a band. They mostly do cover songs, so classic rock stuff, Rolling Stones and shit. So they invited me to a rock cafe here, and so yeah, I was at this small venue and had pretty good time right there, and had a chance to relax, just let's say straight after my escape. Yeah, so and he's a decent player, and yeah, of course, I pointed that out because I used to love music myself, but that was a form of escape for me from this world and from its constant negativity. As any creative person, he's pretty closed off. They prepared the table, the food, all that stuff. But it wasn't about that for me. It was just about at least trying to get to know new people, which I think was a mistake. If you ask me now, I think I would never do that again. So I came in here, and there's this guy sitting, we got some so there is something a yard, a small garden in this place, an outside garden, which is something like a small room. Which is a great addition to this apartment, but I'm not using it. I think I won't ever be using it because, I don't have friends right now. I don't have my, company of people, a group of people. So anyways, it's useless to me. I go in there, and this guy's sitting right there. So, obviously, his girlfriend is running around the house, doing, preparing food with a lady who's an owner of this place. Yeah, and I just, sit there and wait. He's all up in his phone, and then everybody comes in with all that food stuff. We start talking, just small normies talk, all that shit. So and as this event sort of progresses, there's this moment in time when everybody is out of that outside place, garden room, whatever you call it. And and the only two people who are left there is me and that guy. It's just part of my nature to be able to try to at least be able to build some relations with people, or connections with people, if you will. And as I do that, so I try to have this sort of normie small talk, because I don't know how to approach a person who I've known who I've met 2 or 3 times in my life, and we haven't had any serious conversation or something. So I'm trying to be diplomatic as much as I possibly can, as I thought people are here in Europe. Boy, was I mistaken. So as I do that, I try to talk about one of my most painful topics, which is obviously relationships. And since I've had only bad experiences with women, from my own country, because if I've ever had at least one successful relationship, I think I wouldn't be talking about that. So as I proceed with this small talk, I just try to think and dance around that, and like I say something like, I think I say a phrase which I believe sounded something like, I think it would be great to be in a relationship with a lady, with a woman from another ethnic group or nationality. And the thing that this guy says, like, straight out of the blue, and it kind of shocked me, and I had to hold myself because I wanted to smash his face so bad after that. So he says, I cannot quote this 100%, but I'll just give you the overall idea of what he said. So he says well, if you want to end your bloodline, go ahead. Or something like, your bloodline will end with you if you do that. Who do you think you are, Who the fuck do you think you are? Telling a random, almost random person, some shit like that. And just pause this video if you've been following me up until this point, and just try to comprehend. Just try to comprehend what the hell he said, what the hell is going on. I mean, just try to. I'm not asking you to, to make any conclusions. You'll make your own anyway. But, I don't have any words to describe how stupid that is. At least how stupid and inadequate that is. So let's do our own quick research, right? To confirm the stupidity that this guy has said. So, by telling you, by saying things like these, you potentially insult all interracial couples. So let's search amount of interracial couples in the world. So what does AI, Google's AI, that gets the Gemini, what does it give us? So the number of multiracial couples is on the rise globally. In the US, the multiracial population grew by 276% between 2010 and 2020, representing 10.2% of the population. So if these statistics is to be trusted, that's this guy must be put in jail for saying stupid shit like that. So the public acceptance of interracial marriage has reached unprecedented levels, up with 94% approval in some studies. And there is I guess there's some regional variations, but we may search for other types of statistics. We got the global statistics website. I don't know if this is a trustworthy source, but since it's the first one in the Google search, I think, Jesus Christ, these fucking cookies, man. So here we got some key stats and facts about interracial marriage statistics in the US 2025. So overall interracial marriage rate, 9% of all new marriages. Then we got total interracial married couples, 11 million couples nationwide, and this is only the States, and this is only the official data. So come on, this is the growth since 1967 is 6x, 6 times increase from 3% to 19%. It's come on, man, this is the States only. I guess if you extrapolate this stuff to the world, it's gonna be even more probably. So all I try to say is, before you say stupid shit oh, your bloodline's gonna end if you're gonna marry, and have, or try and have babies, and just live with a person from another ethnicity or nationality. It's fuck. It's just too much for me. There's the stupidity of these normies is too much for me. So that's all I wanted to tell you with this one. And it's always like that with these normies. It has been like that with me and them, or between me and them, my entire life. Every time I try, at least just give it a little bit of try. Give it a little bit of shot, a little bit of an effort to try and actually establish some connections. I receive answers, phrases like these. It's always like that with the normies, man. I'd rather be a weirdo, a psycho, a schizo, I don't care. And I'd rather, have convos with people like that who see through this bullshit. Because these labels such as, schizo, crazy, weirdo, they're given we are. People like me, people probably like you, you're being labeled by these types of people, the normies. I think that the real monsters in this world are the normies, because they can't have fun with their lives. And but that's one thing. It's Okay, it's your personal stuff. It's your personal issue if you are a pompous piece of trash. Yet another story if you are trying to enforce that stupid ass vibe onto other people. Man, it's so difficult to me not to do this shit, but I'm trying not to do this shit, you know. But sometimes it's like they feel obliged. They feel like it's something that they can live without. Is this little sneaky personal attacks or stuff like this. Because I don't think that this particular phrase in that particular situation was a little sneaky personal attack. No. You're not bullshitting me. You're not bullshitting people like me anymore. No, we've had enough of your shit. And I personally, in my opinion, and if I've had any manifestation powers, I would manifest a fucking total chaos and cataclysm of the worldwide scale, because I think that these goddamn normies need a global shakedown of such magnitude that would, shake themselves to the core, that they will have no other option than to see, God, and to see God in another person, or at least try to look inwards. I can't stand these people. They don't have shit on me, They cannot manipulate me. They cannot, should I say trigger? But, since I'm recording this, it means that. Probably like not as much as I got triggered, but who the hell do you think you are insulting a person's bloodline? It's not as much about me as much as it is about my bloodline, ancestors. But you can't help yourselves, can you? This is gonna be a warning to all the normies. Don't piss people like me off. Because when we lose our shit, when we go crazy, we won't be thinking about the consequences. Because you never do. But what happens if it all goes to hell? Just like that, Whoever I'm talking to right now, whoever audience, screw those normies. They, this term, they, can be different in your case. I mean, the people that are represented as they in my case, in this video, in my sort of monologue. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So this was like one of those crazy stories that keep on happening to me. And I really got a lot more to tell you as we move on. So yeah, stay tuned and thank you for being with me. These normies, man. Peace out.